So last year I did a review of Revenge of the Nerds for its 35th anniversary, and now it's time to continue the franchise with Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise! Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings my fellow YouTubers and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D. So now I'm about to bring to you another review of the Revenge of the Nerds series. After it has now been like a year since I reviewed the first one. So here it is. Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise from 1987, released by Fox and directed by Joe Roth. Now, most of the cast from the original are back, including Robert Carradine, Curtis Armstrong, Larry B. Scott, Timothy Busfield, Andrew Cassese, and Donald Gibb as Ogre. Anthony Edwards does appear, but unfortunately in a smaller role. So, I'll explain why when we get to it. Now, despite the movie was dissed and what have you by critics, it still, however, was a success at the box office. And one of its movie trailers parodies the trailer for Poltergeist 2. I didn't know that. Yeah. And of course, the soundtrack features the song Back to Paradise, which was done by 38 Special, yes, that great siren rock group. Of course, I've known them from lots of tunes like Caught Up in You, Rock Into the Night, and of course, Hold On Loosely. So anyway, let's get into our story, shall we? Well, the Lambdas from Adams College head to a National Fraternity Convention in Fort Lauderdale. Now, the head nerd, Louis Skolnick, is back, as played by Robert Carradine. His friend Gilbert can't come due to breaking his leg during a chess game. That explains why Anthony Edwards isn't in this movie much. So anyway, word goes out to all the other nerds, including Dudley Booger Dawson, Lamar Luttrell, Arnold Poindexter, and Harold Wormser. Anyway, they're off to possibly stay at the Royal Flamingo Hotel. As they arrive, a trainee named Sonny, who is played by Courtney Thorne Smith in one of her early starring roles. And I thought y'all know that their reservation was canceled and has been given to the Alpha Betas. Yep. The acting manager Buzz explains to say that they do not want nerds staying at the hotel. Buzz is played by Ed Lauer. Anywho, the Tri-Lambdas also meet Stuart, Sonny's friend, a geeky bellboy. And Poindexter finds a dilapidated hotel called the Hotel Coral X6, located in a shady neighborhood, and makes their reservation there. Roger Lammer, the president of the local chapter of Alpha Betas and chairman of the regional conference, along with Ogre, that's Donald Gibb again, and his fellow Alphas, plan to get rid of the Tri-Lambs. Now, let me see here. Bradley Whitford plays Roger. So, heading to the United Fraternity pre-conference barbecue, the Lambdas end up in the Florida swamplands I'm getting tongue-tied. Intentionally given wrong directions by Roger and confront a group of Seminole Indians in an ancient Mayan temple, and that concocted by the Alphas to humiliate the Tri-Lambs into leaving the conference. They are captured, forced to strip to their bloomers, chased by alligators and later ogre, and forced to make their way across town back to their hotel in their bloomers. The next day, Roger announces a new bylaw to be voted upon by the conference, Proposition 15, which would require physical as well as academic standards to be met by all members of the conference. Lewis's argument against the proposition is co-opted by a wet night contest happening poolside. The Lambdas decide to beat the Alphas at their own game and throw a party at the Hotel Coral Essex. The neon sign outside the hotel's delivery broke up so that it reads hot oral sex, which draws people for miles. And the Tri-Lambs perform a rock rap called No on 15 song outside of the hotel, weighing over the crowd. Prop 15 is voted down the next morning. Roger expresses a desire to make peace with the Tri-Lambs, and to that end, he proposes a bylaw stating that any fraternity found guilty of a crime will be expelled from the conference and the charter revoked. The Lambdas, satisfied that the Alphas now cannot attack them without being expelled from the conference, accept their offer of friendship and their luxurious hotel suite at the Royal Flamingo. Roger encourages Sonny to grab a couple of girls and take the Tri-Lambs to the beach in his car. On the beach, Sonny and Lewis get to know and like each other, and Roger reports his car stolen and the Lambdas are arrested. Yikes. Stewart and Sonny bail the Tri-Lambs out of jail, and Sonny apologizes and explains that she knew nothing of Roger's plan, but Lewis doesn't believe her. The Alpha Betas kidnapped the Tri-Lambs with Sonny and dumped them on an uninhabited island. Disgusted by Roger's actions, Sonny jumps overboard, and when they realize Ogre cannot be trusted to keep his mouth shut, they also throw him into the water despite the fact he can't swim. And Wormser jumps into the ocean and rescues him. And after smoking some marijuana booger discovered on the island, Ogre and the others realize he is not so different from them after all. And as the group sleeps, Lewis has a dream about Gilbert, who implores Lewis not to give up and points out that he's acting like a jerk to Sonny, who is stranded with him by choice. This helps give Lewis the confidence he needs to apologize to Sonny and try to find a way off the island. Okay, you got 5 seconds to start this video. Go to the description box and fast forward to the time below to avoid ending spoilers. Here we go right now. Okay, you've been warned. Now, the next day, the Tri-Lambs find a Cuban military officer's hidden cache of military supplies, including an amphibious boat/truck. At the conference, Roger is presiding over the vote to expel the Tri-Lambs. When decked out in military gear, they crash the conference, which is probably one of my favorite parts of this movie. Yeah, because this is really time for a Revenge of the Nerds now. Yes, the Alphas are just in for a rude awakening, and that's what they got. They drive right through the conference room wall, then chase the attendees out to the pool. Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, and they came through on, I think, a tank, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they did, yes. But it's been a few years since I last watched this. But anyway, Sonny reveals that Roger set them up and kidnapped them. And Lewis manages to even the score, punching Roger in the jaw and knocking him into the pool. The Fraternity Council vote Roger and the Alphas out of the Fraternity Council and revoke their charter. Well, and back at Adams, Lewis and Gilbert lead an induction ceremony for the new member of the Tri-Lambdas. Who could it be? But Ogre. I gotta say, he's absolutely funny. Dressed up like a nerd. And that's how the story goes. The end. So, what did I think of this movie? Well, I'm going to say it's fun in some ways. Like I said, the final act with them crashing the convention was absolutely fun. I mean, the nerds had so much fun. I liked it when they were cornered by the Seminoles and what have you. Yeah, it's not too bad. Well, I still like the original. This one is just as close to as good. However, unlike its predecessor, it got a PG-13 rating, not an R rating. It did have some of the fun, hysterical jokes and what have you from the first movie. Well, not all of them, but a few. Anyway, I still will say that I really got to enjoy this for what it is and what have you. But anyway, of course, I did like the contribution from 38 Special, and that's that. Now, actually, I learned that Julia Montgomery, who played Betty Childs in the first movie, as a 30th anniversary celebration of the first film in 2014. Well, she was told that she was originally to have a part in this, but eventually turned it down after learning that her only scene would involve her cheating on Lewis in a hotel room with another jock. But, however, she felt that after falling in love with Lewis towards the end of the first movie, that it wasn't right that she would cheat on him with someone who was just like Stan, who eventually they would both return. While despite this was a success but got heavily dissed, that was the end of the Nerds run at the theater. However, 5 years later, the Nerds returned, and this time in the first installment of a direct-to-TV sequel, The Next Generation, which would be a little bit of a small reunion for some of the stars and what have you. Ted McGinley and Julia Montgomery actually do return in this one as Betty and Stan, which I'll be talking about later on. So, what did you think of Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise? Do you like this more than the first one, or do you like it less than the first? It's your It's your opinion. You may tell me in the comment section below. Please feel free to give me your comments on it. If you liked the video, click the like button below. Subscribe to my channel as well and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I review Revenge of the Nerds 3, The Next Generation. So thank you very much for watching. Now, if you liked this video, check out these other fun-filled experience you'll have. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the original Revenge of the Nerds. And as a bonus, in the upper, excuse me everyone, in the upper right-hand corner is my recent ranking of my favorite episodes of the Canadian kids series You Can't Do That on Television, which was absolutely hysterical in ways. And as a bonus one, the bottom left-hand corner is my review of Gremlins 2, The New Batch, that I recently did for its 30th anniversary. In the bottom right-hand corner is the button with my face on it to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya! Bye now.